Most people spend their entire lives running away from pain. We avoid discomfort. We shield ourselves from difficulty, and we build routines that protect us from anything uncertain, anything that might make us sweat, suffer, or struggle. But what if I told you that it is precisely the hard things, the painful things, certainly the uncomfortable, that hold the key to your growth, the perception that the person you're trying to become is not on the other side of ease, but on the other side of effort. Growth does not arrive in the silence of comfort. It erupts in the chaos of resistance, the friction of effort, and the fire of struggle. You grow when you do hard things, not because they are hard, but because in doing them, you are forced to confront the truth of who you are. When life stretches you beyond what you thought you could handle, that's when you start to see yourself clearly. Your fears come up, your doubts speak louder, your excuses show up in full force, but so does your potential. So does your hidden strength. So does that fire that's been waiting for a reason to ignite. The hard things in life are the hammer and chisel of personal transformation. They break away the excess. They carve out your character. They sharpen your will. They show you what you're made of. Think back to a time when you did something hard, something you didn't think you could do. Below the perceptor, maybe it was waking up every day before dawn to train for a goal. Maybe it was walking away from a toxic relationship that had drained the life out of you. Maybe it was pushing through rejection after rejection and still showing up. Maybe it was battling your own demons in silence and still getting out of bed. That moment, whatever it was, left a mark on you. You were different after it, not because it was easy, but because you endured it, because you made it through, because you became someone stronger in the process. The growth that comes from hard things is not always obvious. It's subtle. It's deep. It's in the way you carry yourself afterward, in the quiet confidence you gain, in the resilience you build. You start to trust yourself more. You stop fearing the future as much. You begin to realize that your strength is not in your ability to avoid struggle, but in your capacity to walk through it and come out wiser. You don't become strong by lifting light weights. You don't grow courage by hiding from fear. You don't build grit by taking the easy road. Strength, courage, grit, they are forged in resistance. Most people think that they want a comfortable life. What they really want is a meaningful one. And meaning doesn't come from doing what's easy. It comes from doing what's right, what's necessary, what's hard. Growth is not a reward for avoiding difficulty. It is the result of facing it, of leaning into it, of embracing the uncomfortable parts of the journey and refusing to back down. And here's the thing, the more hard things you do, the easier life becomes, not because the challenges go away, but because you become capable of facing bigger ones. You level up, you upgrade your mind, you strengthen your emotional foundation. The human spirit was designed for struggle. It is in our nature to rise through adversity. But the world we live in has made it all too easy to hide from hard things. We have distractions at our fingertips, comforts on demand, shortcuts everywhere we turn. But real growth demands that you go the other way, that you resist the easy path and choose the one with resistance, because in that resistance lies the very thing your future self needs. You do not grow when things go your way. You grow when you are tested, when things don't go as planned. When you have every reason to quit, but you don't. That's where transformation begins. The discomfort of doing hard things teaches you discipline. It trains your mind to stay focused when everything inside you wants to give up. It builds a muscle that most people never touch, mental toughness. And in a world where most people give up at the first sign of difficulty, being mentally tough becomes your superpower. When others fold, you rise. When others complain, you persist. When others avoid, you take action. And over time, that mindset becomes your edge. It separates you. It elevates you. It moves you from average to unstoppable. Or doing hard things teaches you humility. Because when you're deep in challenge, when you're exhausted and unsure and facing setbacks, you you come face to face with your limits. You realize that you don't have it all figured out. You discover that strength isn't about pretending you're invincible. It's about admitting when you're vulnerable and pushing forward anyway. That kind of humility grounds you. It makes you more compassionate, more empassionate, more human. And yet, paradoxically, it also makes you more powerful, because when you are no longer afraid of being broken, you become unbreakable. When you start doing hard things consistently, when you make it a habit, a lifestyle, a core value, begin to rewire your brain. You start to associate challenge with opportunity, pain with progress, struggle with strength. You begin to see failure not as an end, but as a necessary step on the path. You stop avoiding fear and start facing it head on. You stop waiting for permission and start creating your own way forward. The more you do what's difficult, the more capable you become. The more capable you become, the more confidence you build. And that confidence, it's not arrogance. It's earned belief. It's rooted in reality. It's built on evidence. You know who you are because you've met yourself in the fire every time you do something hard. Every time you step into discomfort willingly, you are casting a vote for the person you want to become, not just in theory, but in practice. You are literally shaping your identity. You are telling your mind, I am the kind of person who doesn't run from difficulty. I am the kind of person who does what others won't. I am the kind of person who finishes what I start. Over time, those votes add up. They become your default setting, your new normal. And from that foundation, anything is possible. The hardest things you'll ever do will rarely bring you applause. Most of the time, they won't even be seen by others. They'll happen in silence, in solitude, when no one's watching, when no one's cheering. But that's exactly why they matter, because the growth you gain in those moments is real. It's not performative. It's not for show. It's yours, perception. And no one can take it from you. That kind of growth. That's the kind that changes your life from the inside out. Some people wait for motivation to do hard things, but motivation is fleeting. It's unreliable. It comes and goes. If you want to grow, you need something stronger. You need discipline. You need a reason bigger than your excuses. You need a vision of your future self so vivid that it pulls you through the struggle. And you need to remind yourself daily that growth is earned, not given. It's paid for in effort, in sweat, in sacrifice. And the payment is due every single day. You'll be tempted to quit. That's normal. You'll feel doubt. That's expected. You'll want to take the easy way out. That's human. But what defines you is not what you feel. It's what you do in response to those feelings. Do you give in, or do you rise above? Do you make excuses, or do you take ownership? Do you play small, or do you show up big, even when you don't feel like it? Your answers to those questions are shaping your future. Right now, in this very moment, there will be days when doing the hard thing feels impossible, days when you are tired, unmotivated, discouraged, alone. But if you push through, if you show up anyway, you will discover something remarkable. That you are capable of more than you ever imagined, that the limits you thought you had were illusions, that your mind is stronger than your body, that your spirit can endure far more than you thought. That's the gift of hard things. They show you the truth. They strip away the lies. They bring you face to face with your real power. And here's the greatest truth of all, Lo. Every hard thing you conquer prepares you for the next one. Each mountain you climb gives you a better view of the next peak. Each storm you survive makes you more resilient for the next one. It's a compounding effect, a chain reaction, a momentum that builds with every step forward. And one day you'll look back and realize the hard things you once feared became the foundation of the life you now live. So don't run from difficulty. Run toward it. Don't wish for easy. Train for better. Don't avoid pain from it. Let it teach you. Let it sharpen you. Let it grow you. Because in the end, below the presidio, it's not the easy days that define you. It's the ones you had to fight for. The ones that demanded everything from you. the ones that tested your heart, your will, your soul. That's where greatness is born. And if you ever forget why you started, if you ever question whether the hard things are worth it, remember this: comfort will never build your legacy. Safety will never write your story. Ease will never change your life. But doing hard things will, again and again and again. So go do the hard thing and grow